March already. Darn. But I do have good news. I have finally resolved the issue of well rotation. Kind of. So now I'm currently dealing with the fallout of both restructuring my spawn system and creating new pieces to fill it out. Here's the rundown. In order to both spawn them in the way I want and still be able to control their variables on the fly, I needed to completely redo the way I had things originally. I tried multiple methods and even considered making all my well pieces into skeletal meshes, which may have worked, but in a super unnecessary roundabout way. So, now that I have a version 2 system, how does it work? If you don't recall, this is a well. They connect to form a track that is used as a highway of sorts for the player to traverse arenas and levels. I have 3 tiers of track. Yes, I will go over them right now. No, this isn't actually all of them. And yes, I may have gone slightly overboard. No more questions, please. So, for Tier 1, we've got the basics. A regular, straight, boring old track piece. No notable additions, but sometimes it may spawn currency or items. Then there is the boost piece. Also self-explanatory. It increases the player's speed incrementally. There will be a lot of these, so you can go fast. There's the fan obstacle piece that I am calling the RTX. Collision means death, and that's basically all you need to know about it. Barricades will do the same, but they will spawn in different locations and sometimes move around, so requiring more or less maneuverability to avoid your demise. And then there's the item spawn. It's a small regular track piece that spawns power-ups exclusively from an array. And yes, we'll get to those. Tier 2 pieces will spawn when certain criteria are met, such as every 7 spawn track pieces, choose one from this new array. We've got the trick ramp, which is essentially a boost jump that gets you onto a grind rail, which is used to perform tricks and generate higher score multipliers. The laser grid, an obstacle that requires rotation to avoid by finding the safe path. There's a separated track section that has dual rotating pieces and pitfalls. And lastly, we have the branch. This is my most ambitious well piece yet, and splits the path into 2 routes. Sometimes one may be blocked off, but sometimes you'll have a choice. This is also one of the only current pieces that cannot be rotated. In Tier 3, we have some rarely spawned semi-experimental pieces. There's an ascend and descend, which will add slopes and or level out the track. There's an elevator piece that launches the player skyward and connects to a new track entirely. And a turn piece. Can go right or left and has a drift mechanic for tight corners. But I'm still working on that, so that might be a minute. Alright, did you get all that? Good. Now let's tackle the power-ups. Gravity charge. This is the pickup that instantly refills your ability to rotate the well. Bytes are simply the currency pickup. Think like rings in Sonic the Hedgehog, but instead of keeping you alive, you can buy stuff for player customization. Boost is not drained for 6 seconds when you pick up the unlimited limited boost pickup. And multiply will simply double the amount of score you get for picking up bites and performing tricks. There's a dash that allows players to quick dash left and right for a limited number of uses, and a breaker that can punch through obstacles when colliding with them. So it's essentially your free shielded hit. And lastly, I have one power-up currently hovering just above the cutting room floor that shifts the player's gravity to the ceiling or walls. Neat in concept, right? Of course, is completely reliant on if I can manage to get it to function in a way I am satisfied with. So, don't hold out hope for it. Lastly, I now have a much more concrete plan for the level design. As stated before, there will be 2 modes in this game. Endless, where you are always speeding through a never-ending tunnel of death to rack up score currency and unlock new cosmetics. And then we have the main, much more linear mode with combat. I have made the decision to keep these combat sections rather limited, so this won't be anything close to your open world or zone approach, more like a connected series of small puzzle arenas and fights that will chain into the next level. They are, of course, all connected by these, highways. Highwells? I'll workshop it. Now, I just need to figure out how to tie in story elements so I can establish some sort of plots. But one step at a time. So you may have noticed my release schedule has gotten way off course, and having once again missed my intended deadline, I think I'm gonna have to cut my loss and simply count this as the March video. Especially since in approximately 3 days, I'm going to GDC, Game Developers Conference, in San Francisco. And I still have kind of a lot to do, both before and after that. So, thank you in advance for your understanding. And hopefully when I do get to that next video, I will have quite a bit more to show off. As always, thank you for tuning in. It really means a lot to me. Jeremy of Cyclic Games, signing off.